What's up, Sunday fams? Benvenuti a un altro video. Welcome back to another video. My name is Flip.
I'm Element.
And we get together each and every week to catch up to some of our favorite Asian dramas. It's Vincenzo, episodes 3 and 4. When that truck went through the window, I was shook. Like, I was not expecting it.
Yeah, no, I wasn't expecting it either. Episode 3 started off rather, dour. Things were not going in Yu Chung's favor. A lot of the cases were getting tossed. The people were dying. His suit was just losing. And then the whistleblower, the RDU 90 researcher came forward and he said, hey, I want to testify, but it was in the midst of all of this deceit by Babel Pharmaceuticals.
Oh, and then we finally know how evil Miss Choi is, and she kind of, calls upon her crystal ball, and lo and behold, these really bad things started to happen. I mean, like, really devious, like the dirtiest of dirty tricks. Like, you wouldn't expect anything to happen to our, public defender here, but she put the plans in motion and he is now dead.
Yeah, and, a lot of this stuff that's happening in the show kind of give me pause. I'm like, what is going on with the media in Korea? Why aren't they putting two and two together? There's this big suit with this huge drug that is being questioned, and then employees die in fires, people get killed, and everyone's just like, these are just accidents.
I mean, I think it's just kind of, on the surface level here, it's the powerful versus the weak. And that would just explain how the media is also controlled by the powerful, right? And whatever narrative that they're pushing, that's the type of news that they're going to deliver. And I'm just feeling really sorry at this point where he's dead, and obviously Choi Yong is now in this state of mind where she's starting to regret her relationship with her father and Vincenzo, and then the memory between Vincenzo and Yu Chung was asking Vincenzo if he would be that monster. You can only fight monsters with another monster, and I'm just at this point I was like, oh, bring out the monster, baby. Vincenzo, bring out the monster.
Cha Yong goes to her father and brings out some of these negative past emotions about her mother and neglect, and it creates this rift between the two as if it wasn't there already, but it creates an even bigger rift, and that's when they go out to drink. They're feeling a little bit down on themselves, and then the truck strikes and the researcher gets killed, and we have more accidents that the media is like, oh, this is coincidentally happening. Also, this lawyer is corrupt. Come on. These narratives are so hard to accept, but that's where they're going with this. But it leads to an unlikely alliance between Cha Yong and Vincenzo. She's bereaved and she's mourning and grieving her father's death, and she resolves that she's going to pick up his fight and resume the Jipurage law firm. And then subsequently, she makes an alliance with Vincenzo about, taking on these powerful corporations, these people who have been underserving justice to all of the people this whole time. And he agrees to do this. And then it results in the very monsters showing up. And I thought they did. I didn't think that Cha Yong was going to be down for it, but she was down for it.
I was really excited. It started to get really riveting. All of your memories of watching The Godfather started to resurface. Unbeknownst to her, Vincenzo was setting the plans in motion on his end and delivering this crazy package with all of the syringes underneath the blanket there, and then all of a sudden, coming up with a plan to go to the prison, essentially getting that truck driver assassinated in prison. And so it was wow, are we gonna start to get a little bit more of that gritty intrigue that we got in the first episode? Hopefully it keeps going in that direction, but not soon after, Miss Choi is being threatened with her life, with their own tactics and their own schemes. And at that point I was like, whoa, I hope they take her out, because she is pretty evil. I really hate this character.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about how you would feel about this morally. Awesome.
Awesome.
It's interesting to think about how you guys would feel about this morally, because the lines have been blurred, because we have the same tactics being used on both sides, but there's one clear instigator in all of this, and that's of course Miss Choi, Woo-sang, and Babel, who started this whole chain of assassinating people that could be the end of their entire dominion. And a small little quick shout out to the MVP of both of these episodes, the guy that's been investigating Vincenzo for like the intelligence services.
Oh yes.
I don't know why I laughed so hard when he ran into him in the hallway and he's like, have we met before? And he's like, I need yeah.
파티에서 저를 처음 봤어요?
아니요. 예. 처음 배웠습니다.
I think he's there for comedic relief, but so are all the other characters that live in this plaza. He just kind of provides this like
melodramatic.
Yeah, like when things are super serious, you get back into the typical Korean type of formula where it's a little bit quirky and the comedic relief starts to come in and breaks the tension. And then you get back into the craziness of it all where he takes the bereaved family members onto the Babel testing plant and freaking sets it ablaze and explosions all over the place. And lo and behold, we finally get the reveal of the big bad villain.
And this reveal was unsurprising to me.
I was completely surprised, but go ahead.
No, so this has nothing to do with it, whether or not I saw this coming from the beginning. I obviously didn't, but there's one part in this episode that really stuck out to me. The fact that this intern has been intermingling English into his speech with Cha Yong.
Show me the evidence. 증거 있어요? 여기 그만딩 없이 나오러 가세요. 지금 당장. Right now.
아니 나 왜 선배 집 앞 편의점을 생각을 못했지? Stupid, you know? It's like 24 hours, so you always have to...
This entire time, and how she's saying we're not in the States anymore. You know, I've been kind of ruminating on who he is and if he's from the States. Where did he learn his English? Because then as soon as Vincenzo got Cha Yong out of police custody, he came up and he was like, Vincenzo Casano.
Vincenzo Casano 변호사님?
And then he's the only Korean, as Vincenzo said, to pronounce his name correctly. And I'm like, this guy's something. He's either from like the American mob, like he's juxtaposing Vincenzo's involvement with the Italian mafia. He's from Italy. He's got all of this experience with how they operate. But this guy, he's also got a similar background in operating that way because he's been using some of these antics that Vincenzo is familiar with. Except it's probably from like the American mob mafia background where he was in the States and he was raised in a certain way. And maybe he's a consigliere for a mob that was just, you know, it was the American side of that mob, and they're both kind of gonna clash, and they both have these mafia informed tactics and shenanigans that they're gonna clash with.
That is crazy and that is interesting. I wouldn't go that far. Like I think that's kind of a stretch, but
He's certainly not an intern.
Of course, like you're certainly right there. Like I just pretty much threw him out of the picture in this show. You know, he's just like this annoying intern that's following Cha Yong. I probably should have been a little bit smarter and quicker when he started to pronounce his name correctly, and I was like, that should have sent like red flags all over the place.
No one's gonna blame you for not recognizing Taekyun from 2 p.m. And this is the first time I've seen him since Dream High. A lot of people I've been seeing for the first time since Dream High. If you know, you know.
Now they're just a little bit older.
Yeah, they're just a little bit older. And if he hadn't been Taekyun from 2 p.m., I would have thought he was a throwaway character as well.
Yeah.
But I knew for a fact that he was not going to play a throwaway character. He wasn't going to play just this, you know, useless cannon fodder comic relief character. He had to play someone of consequence. And so as soon as he started speaking English, I knew from there that he was someone to be reckoned with.
Oh, you know when we were just saying, let the monster out, let Vincenzo the monster come out. Like I actually thought that they were gonna go through with it. Like of course it was kind of an act when they fake murdered Miss Choi's minions, but like you know. I really do hope that somehow, some way, like in the next couple of episodes, this showdown between the intern, I don't even know what his name is, but let's call him the evil intern.
Juwon or something. Juwon or something. We'll call him 2 p.m.
2 p.m. This showdown between 2 p.m. and Vincenzo gets a little bit more serious. It gets a little bloodier. Now, they're not afraid to off characters because obviously people are dead, but I want to see how dirty these tricks, these tactics get You know what I mean? And so I hope it gets a little bit more intense, more blood will spill. I just want to see these two masterminds go at it at each other.
All right, guys, but that'll do it for our recap of episode 3 and 4 of Vincenzo. Leave it in the comment section down below what you thought of these 2 episodes, and do you think that this person, this Taekyun or 2PM or Intern, is an American mobster, according to my theory, or leave it in the comments what you think he actually is. But in any case, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe for more videos from us, hit the bell notification so you know when we post new videos, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.